Welcome to this episode of SciX Now Learning Hub, Best Practices in LC-MS series. In this episode, we'll discuss when it is advisable to use isotope-labeled standards. Typically, calibration samples are spiked with known quantities of the target molecule to produce a calibration curve. And as you know, it is essential to use the same matrix as your samples. This method is effective for synthetic compounds, such as drugs or pesticides. But challenges arise when the matrix already contains the target molecule, as is often the case with endogenous or natural compounds, such as blood metabolites or food ingredients. In such situations, it is advisable to use isotopically labeled standards. So why you will run into troubles if your matrix already contains your target molecule? Due to the presence of an unknown amount in the matrix, the calibration curve shifts upward by an unknown value. The resulting value therefore overestimates the actual amount in the unknown sample. Quantitation is completely impossible if the signal from the target molecule is even weaker than the signal in the matrix used for quantitation. Because traditional methods, such as the standard addition method, are very labor-intensive and yet prone to error, it is common practice in mass spectrometry to use isotope-labeled standards for quantitation of compounds that are already present in the matrix. Isotope-labeled standards are commonly marked with deuterium, carbon-13, or nitrogen-15, leading to the term stable isotope labeling. The labeled molecules have nearly identical physicochemical properties to their unlabeled counterparts, such as their retention time, fragmentation pattern, or response factor. It is important to label only chemically stable atoms within the molecule. To effectively distinguish the labeled version from the unlabeled one, the mass difference should be at least 3 to 4 Daltons, as illustrated in these examples. Because the physicochemical properties, including their response factors, of a labeled and unlabeled molecule are almost identical, you can use the calibration curve for the labeled molecule to calculate not only the original amount of the compound in the matrix, but also the amount of the compound in your samples. You can think of the isotope-labeled molecule as a surrogate analyte, because it mimics the properties of the target molecule. Isotope-labeled standards play also a useful role in compensating for experimental deviations, such as variations in spray stability, injection volume, or LC conditions. If the target compound is absent from the matrix, you can spike a labeled compound into your samples at a fixed amount, while varying the quantity of unlabeled target compound to create the calibration curve, as demonstrated in this example batch. Note that you need to use different versions of the isotope-labeled compound when the target is already in the matrix. In summary, an isotope-labeled standard is a synthetic version of the target molecule that contains stable isotopes such as deuterium, carbon-13, or nitrogen-15. When you need to perform precise quantitation of compounds, it is best practice to use isotope-labeled standards, in particular when the target molecule is already present in the sample, because otherwise your calibration curve is incorrect and you will overestimate the amount. You can also use isotope-labeled molecules as internal standards to account for variations in experimental conditions by normalizing the ratio of signal intensities. Thank you for watching this episode. To view the full training course, including progress checks and a final quiz to earn a certificate, go to scix.com. Log in today to take advantage of the highly rated training material offered in the SciX Now Learning Hub. You can use the links below.